My name is Jeanette Cooper. I am here to state my support of AB 465 on behalf of Partners for Ethical Care, a secular, nonpartisan, all-volunteer nonprofit organization. Parents are asked, would you rather have a living son or a dead daughter? It is the greatest fear of every parent to outlive her own child. It makes sense for a parent to choose a physically harmful intervention when they are faced with a choice from unethical and misinformed healthcare providers. It makes sense for a mother to choose a sterile, de-sexed child over a dead child. It makes sense for a parent to consent to the removal of healthy breasts rather than the removal of her daughter's body from the morgue. It makes sense when a parent is surrounded by people repeating the mantra of life-saving care. The fear is immense and nearly unbearable. But this is the suicide myth, which assumes only two options: transition or suicide. It is a false dichotomy. There are always more than two options, but stopping normal puberty, administering wrong sex hormones, and removing healthy body parts should never be an option for anyone. No doctor should be removing a healthy finger, healthy leg, or healthy breasts from anyone. Gender dysphoria is a psychological problem that deserves ethical psychological care. It is impossible to be born in the wrong body. The mind is part of the body, not separate from it. I help run an online group of 3,600 parents, a handful of which are in Wisconsin, and I've met with them today. They do not affirm their child's transgender identity. Rather, we support our children's social, emotional, and physical needs as human beings in their natural male or female bodies. We let our kids wear what they want, cut their hair however they please. We accept and love our children as lesbian or gay. We are liberal, like I am, and conservative. We are atheist, like I am, and religious. We are former Democrats, like me, and former Republicans who are not afraid of right-wing cooties. We are diverse. I am not aware of any children of parents in our group who have committed suicide because they were not affirmed, and the group is over 3,600 parents who do not affirm. On the contrary, we observe hundreds of children who recover from gender dysphoria and thrive once they don't need the crutch of a transgender identity, after their underlying mental and physical health issues are addressed with legitimate and ethical care. We know how to resolve gender dysphoria without harming healthy bodies, and it works, provided children are not encouraged to believe something that is false. In other private online groups, sadly, we have read accounts from parents who affirmed their children's transgender identity, but their children's mental health did not improve and their physical health deteriorated. Some have committed suicide. I have talked to some of those parents. We have read many accounts of this. The promises of transition joy didn't save the lives of these young people. It was snake oil. I am here with observations and personal experiences from thousands of parents who had trans-identified children. We know what prevents suicide, and it's not affirmation. In order to have a completed suicide, according to Jack Clott, a suicidologist with over 45 years of experience, a person needs to have all four of these things: hopelessness, aloneness or isolation, self-hatred, and the inability to cope. None of these things is legislation. Suicide is complex. It's not about names and pronouns. Contrary to the popular myth told and retold, pronouns do not literally save lives. There is no injection, not wrong sex hormones or anything else, that can be given to prevent suicide. Suicide prevention is about social and psychological supports, not surgeries. It is about changing the mind, not irreversibly changing the body. Gender medicine is the latest miracle drug sold to desperate parents and young people. I wish it was a miracle cure, but it is not. I feel for the parents and young people who have been emotionally coerced into believing this lie. It is not true. No one needs gender medicine. And no one must kill themselves if they don't get it. We want to tell young people and their parents, you can and will survive the psychological and emotional pain that you feel at this moment. You are capable. You and your children deserve ethical care, and we are deeply sorry that you are not getting it from the professionals that you should be able to trust. The government is in the business of regulating industry. We trust that this state will vote to protect the children of Wisconsin from this multi-billion-dollar unethical gender industry. We have 16 lawsuits pending for crimes that were committed against people under this gender-affirming care. Thank you for your time and support of this bill.